Hello and welcome to Cat Studio. Today we're working on the smaller version of the Fun Folio. This is 6 1/4 by 6 inches wide. And for that, today we're going to need some pattern paper of your choice. I'll be using the Cozy Christmas by Echo Park. Some 110-pound cardstock, 5 sheets of that, 3 sheets of 65-pound cardstock, and this is Recollections. Both are white. A scoreboard, a paper trimmer, a ruler, some glue, and a corner rounder, which is optional. This is Barely Art glue, my favorite. So first off, we're going to go to our paper trimmer and cut everything. And for this, we need all of our 8 1/2 by 11 inch pieces cut on the 8 1/2 side at 6 1/4. So I put a piece of tape here to help me get a nice even cut on all of them at 6 1/4. So all 5, 110 pounds, get cut at 6 1/4. And this Recollections paper is from Michaels. I think you can find it on Amazon as well. It's called Heavyweight. I believe it's called Heavyweight cardstock. It's 110 pounds, which is really nice. So that's 4 and 1 more. Oops, let's check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pieces of that, and I can see that they might be a little bit off, but they shouldn't be. Oh, they're not. All right, let's take our 65-pound cardstock for the waterfall, and we'll cut those pieces. 3 sheets of that into your paper trimmer, if your paper trimmer will, hold that many sheets, and cut through at 4 1/2 inches. Make sure I'm getting that right. 4 1/2 inches. And then take 2 of those sheets and turn that. Cut those at 5 inches. And you can save that for another waterfall. And take your last piece of 65-pound cardstock that was 4 1/2 by 11 and cut it at 10 1/2 inches. Oops, 10 1/2. Alrighty, let's check that. Sometimes I get that particular one not quite straight. Oh my goodness. A little frayed, hanging off the edge. It's fine. Okay. So now we have all our pieces cut. Let's put our waterfall off to the side for the moment. And go to our scoreboard. We can bring our base pieces back in, which are the 5 pieces you cut at 6 1/4 by 11. Let's go to the 11-inch side and score at 2 1/2, 3 inches, 9 inches, and then 9 1/2. and that is the left. Let's mark it with the letter L so we don't mix these up. And let's do the right side next. Put the letter R on the right of the right side, and we will score that at 2.5, 2 3/4, 8 3/4, and that last score line, I'm leaving it for last. Once we put the whole thing together, we will mark it and score it, because it seems like I'm always off. I want it at 9.5, but that seems a little big. So the last 2 sheets, we need to go back to the trimmer, because I forgot we need to trim those 3 sheets we have left. Take one and cut it to 5.5 inches. So that will give us 2 pieces at 5.5 by 6 1/4. Put that with your base that we just scored, and we just scored on the scoreboard. And the next piece we're going to cut at 6.5. 2 of those at 6.5. 6.5. And the next one on the 11-inch side, we were cutting it at 6.5. All right, let's keep those separate from the base pieces, because we need to go to the scoreboard with these 2 pieces that we just cut at 6.5. And my doggy is barking at something. Okay, let's go to the 6.5 side and score that at 5 3/4. Can't see. 5 3/4 and 6. And the other one, take that again on the 6.5 side, score that at 5 3/4 and 5 7/8. Really small gusset on this one. If you have trouble folding that, take it to the edge of your desk and fold it over and then press it down. All right, the next thing we do is fold and crease everything. Well, let's wait a minute. We're not done scoring yet. Take our waterfall pieces over to the scoreboard as well. On the 5-inch side of the small pieces, 4.5 by 5. On the 5 side, we're going to score at 4.5. And also the other one, the same, 4.5. And take your long piece on the 10.5 side and also score that at 4.5 inches. All right, and now let's fold and crease everything, waterfall and the base. All right, now we have everything folded and creased. And let's put our base together. Let's put the, oops, almost forgot that last, oh no, we did that. Put together our base. Put the left on the left side and the right on the right. Let's get some glue. Open up the left side. And we're gonna glue right to this tab here. We're gonna press up that gusset so that we can see it. Glue it straight down onto this tab. Right up to that first score line you come to on your right. Without going over it. And line that up, top and bottom, and hopefully your pages are cut right. Make sure you can fold this up 90 degrees. Press that down. Turn it, open it up, turn it over, and press that tab in really good. And you might get a little bit of glue squirting out the edge on both ends. Okay, flip that back over and bring in your pieces that you did not put a fold in. And those will get glued down to these flaps, which will make pockets. So in order to make a pocket, we're gonna glue the top along that score line and the bottom edge. We're gonna lay this in right next to that score line that you come, first one you come to on your left side this time. And lay that in nice, so it's even on top and bottom. Press that bottom in. Turn it, pull that gusset down flat so we can pinch the corners, make a little bit of a opening here to put things in. Press the edges down for sides, and the same treatment for the left side. If you didn't want a pocket here, I don't know if I said that, you could glue the whole page down. You could glue that whole page down to this whole piece. But we aren't doing that today. We're making pockets. So lay that into that score line. Even up the top and bottom. Press this bottom edge in really well. Open this up, or I'm sorry, fold this left side down, all the way down. It's just easier to pinch the corners. Give us a little gap there to, you know, fit things in that pocket, and then press those edges down. All right, your folio is put together now, almost. Our last two pages, the ones that have the gusset, the small gusset will go on the right, and the larger one will go in the left side. So let's press that tab only down. This makes it easier to put in. Put some glue on that tab. And then we're gonna put it to that, right up to that score line you come to on your left side. Even it up, top and bottom. And don't worry, when you lay this in, it looks like it doesn't fit to that score line. That's because we're pressing that gusset flat. Open, press your tab in all the way, and then when you put this back, put that gusset where it goes, you have plenty of space for that page. Same with the right side. Press that tab flat, which means your gusset will be here. We're gonna glue that tab. And we're going to lay it right to that score line. There's only one on this side at the moment, because we did not put the last score line in yet. Press that down evenly, would be key. Open that page. Press that tab down really well. Now your folio is put together. Next thing we need to do is put together our waterfall. we'll go to our scoreboard to put the waterfall together. It makes it easier for us to make sure everything is, turn it. Let's turn it so that we have an L shape here. All right, so let's take our waterfall pieces over to our scoreboard, and your 10.5-inch piece, we want to open that up so that the score line is at 4.5 inches. The short end is to your left. Take your tab on one of your pieces, put some glue on that tab, and we're going to line that up at 5 inches, which is a 1/2 inch down from the score line, and even that up on this edge down here. Then we're just going to press that in, open that up, press the tab in nice, take that back to the edge. Take your last page. There's only 3 pages for this waterfall, for this book, because that's all it will fit. And right up to the edge of that tab you just put in. And then line this up nicely. And press that down really well. A piece of paper underneath this to help me not get glue on my scoreboard. So let's take a peek at that, and everything looks even, looks lovely. That edge to me is a little wonky, but I will trim that in my trimmer later. Now, if you didn't like the edges of this, you could trim in your guillotine trimmer or in your paper trimmer that we just used. All right, now we have a waterfall together, and we have our base put together. Later, once we get all our pattern paper in, this waterfall, I just want to show you where it goes. This is the front. Open the left side, and it will go right here. See how it fits nicely in there? We need to trim that. So, and then we'll even it up and put it on there. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is put all the pattern paper on. All the measurements for the pattern paper will be in the description for you. But I do urge you to measure your pages, because yours might be a little different than mine, but they shouldn't be. So you're free to use my measurements if you like. So all my pattern paper, I've taken and cut them 6 by 6 inches. It's a 12 by 12 sheet cut twice, so that the measurement here, the 6-inch measurement, fits in perfectly with an 1/8 inch border. All I have to do is cut this side. So how I measure for that is, this is 6 inches from gusset to gusset. Score line to score line, that first score line. So I will cut this at 5 3/4. So that will give me an 1/8 inch border all the way around. You could do less if that's, how you want it done. That's how I do mine. And all your pages, okay, there's 4 pages that are that size, and then this page and this page are different. So this one is 5 1/2. This is 5 3/4. So you would cut this one at 5 1/4, and this one at 5 1/2. Same with this side as well. So let me get to putting all that pattern paper on. I'll bring back the folio. Oh, wait, before we do that, let's mark this. Let's hold this square. Mark this edge with a pencil. Let's go back to our scoreboard and see where we're at. Because sometimes some papers are thicker than others. I've made this where I actually couldn't close it. Not fun once you get all done. So line up that last, score line that you made at 8 3/4, and see where we're at with this score line. We're at we're almost at 9 1/2. So If I went 9 3/8, we would be a bit short. Let me check that one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9 and I'm going 9 1/2 on mine. Let's put that back at 3/4 and then go score it at, oh, let's flip it. I'd rather flip it and do this. And yeah, no, I can't do that. Okay. Bear with me here for one little second. I'm gonna mark the bottom as well, just so I can, when I'm in there, I can see it. Somewhere about there. Okay. Go back with the 8 3/4 line, right, lined right up there. So I am at exactly 9 1/2. So we're gonna score that at 9 1/2, and you know, even this up as much as you can, get it straight so your score line comes out right. And then just fold that score line over. You press that edge down first. And there you have it. And let's see how that works. Perfectly perfect. You can see that is working out really well at 9 1/2. All right, off to the pattern paper. I'll bring back the folio to show you how it turned out. All right, here's the folio completed. I just want to share with you a couple of things. I corner rounded the corners on the closure. I put my magnets on afterwards, and I use magnet stickers for that. I put them here first together, and then I stand it up and press it together. You know, once you take the sticker paper off. Okay, so let's open this up and see what we have inside. I have a this is 4 1/4, I'm sorry, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 photo card that fits in this pocket nicely. And then I have, I don't know what that is, another photo card on this side as well, same size, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, and just a cut apart I put on there. And I just want to show you that on these pages here, we could fit a 4 by 4 photo on all these pages. All of them will hold a 4 by 4. And then the waterfall, oops, I forgot to show you. Take your waterfall. Once you get all your pattern paper on, glue this up. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's put the waterfall in, because I just did this little sample for you so we can learn how to put the waterfall in. Just glue the whole back. Sorry about that, guys. Put the waterfall in, center it. Make sure you trimmed that nice off. This is just a sample. Press that in really well. Lift the pages up, press that in, press that down, and there you have your waterfall. Ready to decorate. Right back to the completed version with, I have put red cardstock here. That red cardstock is cut at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, I think. Let me check. Yes, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so your 4-inch photo will still have a border, 1/8-inch border around it. So there's 3 of those here. And then let's look at the back. We just put some stickers here and there. And again, you could do, you know, a myriad of things. You could put your own, you know, I don't know, sayings in there or, you know, whatnot. And I just, you know, used a stamp for the front, favorite memories. I always kind of like that on my folios so that, you know, I just like it to say what it is, my favorite memories. And so that's the fun folio in the 6 1/4 by 6 inch size. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comment section. I will do my best to get back with you on that. And all the measurements will be in the description for all the pattern, for the pattern paper and info and whatnot. So check that out, and thank you for joining me. Have a great day.